Can you take us back to the first time you saw an Apache in person and maybe what it was like to ride on one for the first time as well?
The first one that I saw, I believe, was the pizza boat, Little Caesars, in late 80s at Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, in the water there. First time I actually rode on one was 97 after the Key West poker run. I hopped on 41 Pleasure with Michael Friedman coming back from Key West.
So when you first saw one, it was about a good 10 years until you actually got to ride on one.
Correct, yes.
Was there anything that drew you to an Apache and being an owner? Was it its design, the performance?
Reputation, history. Reputation being, very strong offshore boat. Could take a beating, and your body will give up before the boat will. And just the styling.
How did you come to own your first Apache?
After my second Key West poker run, the boat that I had, 382 Formula, great boat. But if it got rough, the stuff would rattle. No failures or anything, whatever, other than the Bravo drive one time. It wasn't, in my mind, what I had perceived as a true offshore boat. And so I was looking for a 41. I think after 98 Key West run, and couldn't find one, and Mark Adams happened to be selling Medicine Man at the time. And I met Mark through Michael Friedman, and so I wound up with Medicine Man. Loved the boat because, I wasn't ready for blower motors at the time. So it didn't have blower motors, it had a huge cockpit. So everybody could pile on and we could go have a great time in the Keys.
Wow, so you were looking for a 41, but then is Medicine Man, isn't that a 47? Okay, yes. Was that just a last minute decision?
Well, it's funny because the first 41 that I looked at was actually the boat that I bought 4 years ago that I'm just now finishing up restoring.
And that's Tom Tom, correct?
Yeah, correct, the Tom Tom boat. And it had just gotten back from Key West as well, and it had scattered a drive. They were asking the same money for that boat that Adams was asking for Medicine Man.
Okay.
So I'm like, why would I, already have a repair bill and that one's a running boat. So I went that route and had a blast with it.
How long did you have Medicine Man for?
4 years, I believe. I was progressing because in the meantime I'd bought the 41, originally Fighter Squadron, codenamed Tonto, and it was built by Bob Waxman that had Kemosabe built as well. So it was like the little brother. Strictly six-pack, race boat type style, whatever. Take it offshore, beat on it, and you're not going to hurt anything. So the 47, the Medicine Man boat, it was a large boat, and I kept it in South Florida with Mark Adams. He was, great to move it around for me, and this, that, and the other. But I really liked the 41, the way it rode the water. And whatnot. So I decided to let that one go, the 47. And a guy out of Chicago, Austin Mansour, he was constantly, I want to buy that boat, I want to buy that boat. So I took his 41 Pleasure on trade and sold him the Medicine Man boat, then wound up selling I think they call it the Chief now, 41 Pleasure. Fighter Squadron boat, I just kept the name as Tonto and had it repainted and new cockpit put in it and just changing the colors or whatever. Kept that boat, 15 years or so. And then I had to have my knees replaced and didn't think I'd be able to use it again. So I let it go. Now lives in Ohio.
Out of all the Apaches you've owned, would you say that was your favorite? Or
I'm hoping, the Tom Tom boat becomes the favorite. We're, like I said, just finishing up. 2001, we were in Key West for the offshore races, and Hurricane Michelle was coming, and everybody's watching the weather. All those boats came out of Mark Adams' shop. We're all good friends. The start of that day was really funny.
One day on an Apache that you remember, if you could go back and relive it one more time, do you have a specific day that you want?
I'd go back to